Sleepover on Discovery Kids.
Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to talk about a very special show from my childhood. One that I would have sworn I had made up because everyone in my life couldn't remember it. Because apparently they had never seen it before. Every time I brought it up, I would be like, do you remember that show with the two teen hosts who tried to solve mysteries? And the other person would be like, that's obviously not enough information. And I would be like, come on, you know, the two teens and they go around the world trying to solve mysteries, like the ghosts and the UFOs and the Bigfoots. And they'd be like, what are you talking about, you psycho? But I kept asking people because I wanted to revisit this show and make a video about it for years because it clearly left an impact on me when I was a kid. It's just not enough to remember the name of it or what channel it was on. But I remember it, I swear! So I'm going through all my video ideas and I'm thinking I really want to do this one next after the TikTok video. So I'm sitting on the couch one night and I'm scouring every corner of the internet for this thing. I'm Google searching teen show solve mystery show for teens. I'm going through the full lineup of PBS and Discovery Kids. So I ask Brandon again, and this is probably at least the third time I've brought up this show during our relationship, and I've tried to make him remember it. And he says, okay, what's it about? And I say, two teens solving mysteries. And he says, what kinds of mysteries? And I say, all kinds. Bigfoot, aliens, ghosts. It's like Destination Truth, but for preteens. And he says, I don't know what that is. And I say, oh my God. And he says, so it's like cryptids. And I say, yeah, sure, I guess. And he types in cryptid teen show and goes, is it Mystery Hunters? And I say, maybe. And he shows me the picture of the TV series, and for one singular moment, I'm ecstatic. I go, oh my God, yes, that's it. And then I remember that I've been trying to find this show for years. That night I was searching the internet for an hour, and he just types in, oh, the teen cryptid show. And he finds it immediately. First try. And it's on Discovery Kids, so I don't know how I missed it. Anyway, that's the story. Today we're gonna talk about Mystery Hunters. So for this video in particular, I really wanted to capture my genuine first reactions to watching the show after probably 15 to 20 years. It's probably 20. Probably closer to 20. So, cut to that. Please?
Today on Mystery Hunters, we're going into some deep, dark, and dank places to hunt for violent ghosts.
I'm gonna do a night of hard time in Alcatraz. The island prison used to house some of America's worst criminals, but now is only home to their ghosts.
I haven't seen, like, anything from Discovery Kids in almost 2 decades, and I remember this. I remember this episode. This is locked in my brain somewhere. Also, the editing is really funny. I love the, like...
Ah! Stop! I could have dropped my croissant!
And I'm off to a cemetery in Scotland to hunt down a dangerous ghost who reportedly attacks all who enter his tomb. Why are you attacking people? I felt like something was on my neck. I just really wanted to get out.
Has this ever happened to you before?
No.
Oh my God, I remember this. Like, I remember this part specifically. Why did my brain, of all the things that it could have remembered, why this? I can't even remember that I put a burrito in the microwave 2 minutes ago. And this, I remember.
This is Mystery Hunters.
think I'm just gonna have a dumb smile on my face the whole time. I'm a minute and a half in, and I love it.
Alcatraz became famous as a prison from which there was no escape, and terrifying tales spread of what went on inside. One story describes a prisoner screaming that a demon with glowing eyes was in his cell. The next morning, he was found dead.
What? Is that true? Oh, the eye animation's so funny. Also, I feel like when I watched this, I was under the impression that Alcatraz was like this like abandoned place that like no one went to, because it's kind of how they show it in this. Like Alcatraz is like a tourist destination. Everyone who visits San Francisco is like, and then you take the ferry out to Alcatraz and you see the prison. It comes across as a little more abandoned than it actually is.
What did people report?
Cuts and bruises on their bodies, people began to collapse. And it got worse and worse. For instance, one woman in the tomb last week said when she went in, all the fingers on one hand broke.
All 5 fingers?
Yep.
The reports all take place in a tomb they call the Black Mausoleum.
I love the way this is shot, like they're having a candid moment and then it immediately goes into like a scripted thing. But what a cool job that for these like kids to have. Yeah, I'm on a TV show where they send me to Scotland, I walk around cemeteries. They pay me money for it. I think there was definitely a period of my life where I really wanted to be a mystery hunter. I was like, I'm gonna solve all the mysteries. And then like the older you get, the more you're like, these are stories. They're just stories.
It was pretty creepy in there, but nothing happened. But so many people have been attacked, like Karen Perrin.
So I didn't catch this in my original viewing, but her name is Karen Perrin?
Like Karen Perrin.
That has to be like a made-up name because she didn't want her real name on TV, right? But then again, like a room full of writers could come up with a less fake-sounding name than Karen Perrin. It could be Karen literally anything else. Karen Peterson. Karen Parker. I can only think of P names. Karen Baker. I mean, Karen O'Karen sounds like a less fake name than Karen Perrin. So is that her real name? She's not credited at all, so I don't know. I looked. I can't find her. Perhaps the greatest mystery to ever come from this show. Karen Perrin.
She says the ghost actually talked to her.
All of a sudden I started feeling quite sick.
Then what happened?
Well, I didn't think much of it until the next day when I woke up and I had scratches on my back. That's all I could think about was like the poltergeist got me and scratched my back. I went back about 6 months later, but then I got hit, and it's so hard to describe. Hit from like inside my head, like a slap sort of inside my head, just sort of went bang, and I heard this voice saying, "Get out." Sorry, I always get upset when I talk about this bit. It wasn't very pleasant.
No.
No.
So I'm guessing you wouldn't take the tour again?
Definitely not.
Karen might not want to go back to the tomb, but I will.
She kind of seems like a normal person. Because the producers of this show could have gotten, like, they're covering real haunted places. That's kind of confusing. Places that are really presumed to be haunted, right? So, like, there's obviously people who have had experiences. So maybe the producers got real people for the kids to talk to, I don't know. From what I found, a lot of the people in the cast section of the IMDb page for this show are cast under self and have no other credits and are listed under things like retired test pilot and UFO witness and interviewee. So I'm pretty sure that the producers of the show got real people for Araya and Christina to talk to at all of these locations. Now, that's pretty cool.
And we'll see if the ghost attacks me.
I love how this girl talks. Christina talks. V-Files.
Different people react differently to scary things. For example, I get a delayed reaction to fear. But how...
But Halid McMahon gets
Oh no, oh. I remember this now. I do not like the animation style of this. I do not want to watch it. I will, but I don't like it.
Take a look on the Mystery Illustrator.
Dear Doubting Dave, sometimes I go to old houses that people say are haunted. And I break out in a rash.
Ew.
My best friend James did some research, and he found out that other people have gotten rashes when they've been near ghosts too.
Ew.
Can ghosts give people rashes?
What is this? Why did they do it like this? Why? Something about it is upset. I can't figure out is it the eyes? It's like someone put together an amalgamation of clip art. Oh, they have real ears. That's what it is. It's like it doesn't, I forgot this part. I don't know if I didn't like it at the time, but I don't like it now.
Well, Howard, I have heard of people getting weird physical reactions when they've been to a place they think is supernatural. The problem is, these are the very same symptoms people can get in any situation where they're stressed, whether they're standing in a house they think is haunted or sitting in a classroom about to take a test they didn't study for.
When you're scared of something, your body can react in some pretty extreme ways, including headaches, nausea, dizziness, shaking, breathing problems, and even rashes.
So, Howard, I don't think a ghost caused your rash. I'm not even convinced you were near a ghost.
I love this. I know I just said that I hated it, but that was just that when they do that segment with the drawing, with the kid drawings. I hate that. I hate that they put real ears on them. It's upsetting. Love Doubting Dave. Like, this is such an important way to frame mysteries for kids. Yeah, the mystery's interesting. The stories are interesting. That's cool. But here's a thing that could explain why that's happening. That isn't ghosts. That's so important. That's amazing. This show's great. I love it. My childhood was amazing.
Hey, Ryan. Hey, Scott. Scott Young was on a specially arranged ghost tour here a year ago. He's pretty sure that he saw a ghost.
I was walking through the corridor, and I basically saw a shadow right over there in that corner. And I got really freaked out. And it started to move into the next room, so I tried to follow it by going through the hallway, and it seemed to go into this area right here, and I wasn't allowed to go down there.
Oh, were you scared?
Oh, man, I got so spooked out from that.
What do you think it was?
I think it was...
What?
Oh, were you scared?
Oh, man, I got so spooked out from that. So spooked out from that.
Spooked out? I've never heard that before. I got so spooked out, man. I think it was a ghost. It's funny to watch this now as an adult because I remember watching it as a kid and being like scared of the stories.
So spooked out from that.
This was a spooky thing for me to watch as a kid, and now it's funny.
I'm gonna see how long I can last in cell D12. This DV camera is gonna film me while I'm in the cell. Anything else that happens, I'm gonna capture on my own camera.
The cameras. It's so funny to watch someone set up a camera and be like, this camera's gonna record me. And be like, just a tiny camcorder. This handheld camera. I'm holding a imagine that I'm holding a camcorder. What if I could get my camcorder? Hang on. Yeah, don't worry. Anything we don't get on that camera, I'll record with my camera. Don't worry, guys. I got it. I'm gonna record it with my camera. I'm in a cell in Alcatraz and I'm scared.
If you want out, give me a call.
All right. How long were people forced to stay in the hole?
The longest was 19 days at a stretch. Good luck.
Thanks.
19 days. That is just like, that's maddening. Of course they saw demon eyes.
If you suddenly go freezing all over your body at once, move away from where it is you're standing. If you don't move, it will knock you unconscious. It's called a cold spot.
Right, so move away from where you're standing. If you don't move, it'll knock you unconscious. I love Scottish accents.
I'm telling you that because I've had to physically carry 45 unconscious people out of this tomb over the last 4 years.
Is it here? Is the ghost among us right now?
I thought we've been very lucky. Watch your step on the way out. Oh, there you go.
Did you feel anything?
Oh, my left arm went dead, that's all.
Your left arm?
Yeah.
What happened?
It just went a bit dead, that's all.
What do you mean dead?
You know when you numb up, that's all.
Just numbed out.
Yeah.
So she's just desperately trying to get anyone to answer her. She's like, did anything happen to any of you? It's like, yeah, my arm went dead. She's like, what is that? I don't understand your accent.
We're in some tunnels under a 100-year-old hospital. And we're going to use this creepy environment to find out just how strong the power of suggestion can be. We told 10 kids that they were going to be part of an experiment to see if we could meet the infamous ghost that inhabits this hospital wing.
This is where they found Marla Johnson's body. It's actually a cold spot in the room. We don't know why it's colder. And I wanted people to just go over and stand and just feel, oh yeah, it's there.
There's no cold spot here.
Oh yeah, temperature change, right? Probably right over here.
That's exactly where they found her body.
Now that everyone is totally freaked out, we decide to tell them the truth.
I want to tell you why we were here. Marla Johnson doesn't exist, the nurse. We made those up, and I'll tell you why we made them up. Because we believe that in haunted houses, people convince themselves that they're haunted before they even...
Hey kids, I just wanted to bring you out here after I had you do all that stuff and tell you that I lied to you. I lied. None of this happened. I'm a liar. They created conspiracy theorists. These kids are ruined now.
Even walk in.
It was so believing, the way you like told the story and the way you were like acting, how like normal, but how freaky it was and how freaky we saw things.
Our imagination kind of took us far.
Do you think it's still possible that that part of the hospital is haunted?
Definitely.
How many do?
Yes, it could be. Yeah.
I was about to be like, wow, these kids really understand the concept. They're like, I was just making that stuff up. That's crazy. And they go, how many of you think that this place could still be haunted? And they're all like, yeah, no, that's definitely haunted. I didn't just make that up. It's haunted.
It's dark in here. It's cold. Can't imagine sitting in a cell like this for 19 days. Fridge going last 10 minutes. My fully charged battery just died. Then, when I pop in my backup battery, that dies too. I just experienced 2 batteries dying. This is my 3rd battery. Wow, that's kind of weird. Is there anybody in here? Trying to give me a sign not to be in here? Whoa, my battery's about to die again.
I wonder if they fabricated this. Because I don't know why your batteries would die like that. Why would that happen?
So spooked out from that. John, could you open the door for me, John? I want to get out. You're right there.
Come on out. Any ghostly apparitions?
No, I didn't feel any ghosts. I think I just felt scared because I was like in this.
Yeah, see? This kid gets it. Kid, he's probably, assuming that he has aged at a normal rate, is older than me. But now he's a kid to me in this. He gets it where he's like, I was just locked in a dark room, and so that scared me. But I didn't like see a ghost. People who make shows like this now, like full adults, will like sit in like a dark part of the woods all by themselves and be like, yeah, no, there's definitely something there. That's like, you can't just admit that you were scared to be alone in the dark in the woods.
But how do you explain what other people have said they've seen?
It's something called sensory deprivation. Without sound, without light, that's when things start to get really odd. And that's when your mind starts to play incredible tricks on you.
Is there anybody in here?
The mind is an extremely powerful muscle, and it will make up things. And in a void, it'll fill them sometimes with terrifying thoughts. Do you want to guess how long you were in there in total dark?
7 minutes.
It says you were only in there for 4 minutes and 42 seconds.
Come with me. Remember that girl from last night whose arm went numb in the tomb? She's here. Something happened. So what happened?
Well, last night my arm went numb, and I thought that was just going to be it. But I woke up this morning, and I found something else. I found this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it looks like a handprint.
It really does.
I looked into the cast while I was doing research for the show, and while Christina and Doubting Dave really haven't done a whole lot, Araya is still making some cool things. Also, the show had an overall rating of 7.7 out of 10. Pretty good. But the best thing I came across is that Christina's last name is broccolini. Christina Broccolini. Sounds like the name that you give a sketch character when they're supposed to be a stereotypical Italian New Yorker. Like, hey, oh, I'm Christina Broccolini over here. It's hilarious. That's a hilarious name.
You know, maybe these bruises aren't that hard to explain. You know, it was really dark in there, and we were so focused on looking and listening. Maybe we bumped into things and didn't notice. All kinds of things can cause scratches and bruises. Jan said people collapse coming out of the tomb. I wonder if there's anything causing them to trip. This is totally uneven. There's rocks scattered all over the floor. People can easily trip on this stuff. We actually saw one guy trip as he walked out. Trip as he walked out. Trip as he walked out.
Yeah, this whole show's actually really good at being like, look, hey, could it be a ghost? Maybe, but like, also the floor is uneven, so.
I wasn't listening to anything that Mike was saying. I couldn't pay attention. I felt like something was on my neck. I just really wanted to get out.
Has this ever happened to you before?
No, it's really never happened.
What do you feel on the neck?
It just felt really cold and just really uncomfortable.
And why'd you start crying?
I just wanted to get out of there. This has never happened.
I feel so bad for her.
I'm sorry.
Personally, I've always wondered why, if poltergeists exist, they don't just come out and say what they want instead of making rooms cold and shutting off cameras.
Get out! Wait, first, get me a turkey club on rye. Easy on the mayo. Then, get out!
That's more like it. Excuse me. Coming right up.
And make it quick. I'm very hungry.
Good one.
Thank you.
Remember, things aren't always what they seem.
Things aren't always what they seem. The music is so good. I love the music. It's insane. In conclusion, rewatching the show was a lot of fun, and I hope that you had fun watching this. Whether this was like nostalgic for you as well, or you were being introduced to the show for the first time. This show must have been really fun for these actors to make. Maybe not as much for Doubting Dave, because I don't think he gets to go anywhere. I think they keep him in Canada. I think this could be a thing, because like I said, there's a lot of other shows I could revisit from Discovery Kids. Also some PBS shows. So maybe I'll make more someday. I don't know.